Hi everyone, my name is Todd Creager. What I do is I help couples rekindle passion, as well as heal from infidelity or other crises. I help individuals heal from trauma, and I help people get out of toxic relationships and into healthier ones. Today's video is titled 5 Blocks to Intimacy. Most of us have been brought up, we grew up in families where parents weren't necessarily the greatest role models of how to have an intimate relationship. Intimate meaning that we feel close to each other, that we understand each other, and that we know each other deeply. We haven't grown up with that. When I wrote my book, The Long Hot Marriage, my brother said, I didn't know you wrote fairy tales. But it's not a fairy tale. It really is based on thousands of couples that I've worked with where they have learned how to be intimate with each other in healthy ways for the long term. But we need to understand the blocks to intimacy so that we know what we need to work on, what our weaknesses are, and that's what this video is about. And one of the blocks to intimacy is that we stopped becoming interested in each other. We stopped getting curious with each other. When you first started dating, you probably were very curious. You asked questions, open-ended questions. That was what made life interesting. You probably could think about the people that you most like to be around, the people that are interested in you and want to know more about you. But we stopped doing that oftentimes with our intimate partner. I've had couples come to see me and they haven't asked a question like, how are you feeling about our relationship in years or ever? This is a simple question like that. It's very important information. The second one is you protect yourself from getting hurt because you've gotten hurt by your partner. It's inevitable that something a partner says or does can evoke hurt inside of ourselves. Or maybe you've been hurt by relationships before your partner or even your parents or one of your parents. So what we do to avoid getting hurt is we play it safe, we hold back, we don't fully give love, and we don't fully receive love. So that's the second block to intimacy. The third block is that you get defensive when your partner's speaking to you, especially if it's some kind of a negative feeling, some kind of negative feedback, rather than just listening. We are reactive creatures. We tend to have a brain that tries to keep us in survival mode. We are in survival mode, but the confusion is that when our partner gets frustrated or angry with us, our body oftentimes reacts like we're in a real threat, but it's not a real threat, it's an imaginary one. But most couples I see, they're living their lives in that protective, reactive mode, so no real deep communication happens. And of course, that can be a major block of intimacy. Also, number 4 is we have sexual issues. Most couples are going to have some sexual issues, because they're different. There's nothing wrong with them. We're different sexually. We have different preferences, and we tend to avoid them. Maybe we're afraid our partner will embarrass us or judge us, or we'll feel rejected, or we'll be rejected if we ask for what we really want. So we tend to avoid sexual intimacy. And of course, if we avoid sexual intimacy, we're also going to be avoiding emotional intimacy. There's a definite connection between sexual intimacy and emotional intimacy, and those couples that have sex, communicative sex on a consistent basis, they're the ones that feel close to each other. So that's another block, this avoidance of the uncomfortableness of sex and all the possible vulnerabilities that come with sex. And the number 5 one, and maybe the one that encapsulates everything, is they don't slow down. They don't take time to slow down together. Again, you did when you were dating. Everything got pushed away for that dating and for that being with each other. But as time goes on, we have kids and we have work and we have all that we don't take the time to slow down. And none of these other things will happen if we're going on a frenetic, busy pace. So we need to take the time to slow down. So I would highly recommend, that you click on the link below, Secrets to a Sexy Marriage. It will give you some of the antidotes to these blocks. and you have the opportunity to reach your relationship potential. So knowledge and being informed goes a long way, and then you have some other choices to make. And if you're having some challenges with those choices, Todd Creager over here can help you through that, help you navigate to a more adventurous relationship. So this is Todd Creager, making the world safe for love.